Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. I'm Shemaine Grasso, Travel Industry Solutions. I'm excited to be here today with Ms. Gita Botello. She's Senior Director of Education with the Travel Institute, one of our really valued partners. And I just appreciate, Gita, you taking time out of your busy, crazy week. Not only do we have a lot on our plans together between TIS and the Travel Institute, but we want to be, good partners and share all that is important and relevant from the Travel Institute with our followers. So
Yes.
thank you, Gita. I think it's incredible that you guys want to be the ones that are committed to excellence and providing the best education in the industry. So I invite you to kick us off.
Of course, and thank you so much, Charmaine. Thank you to Sheila and the entire team at TIS for inviting us. And for those of you, very importantly, for those of you here listening and watching this presentation, I'm going to share my screen today because I want to make sure that you can see here our website, because the purpose of today's session is an open house. So I want you to think about an open house when you go see an open house, for maybe your kid's school, or maybe you're going to see an actual open house to buy something. You're looking under, inside the cabinets, under the beds kind of thing, and you're going to school and you're asking your kids' teachers how they're actually doing. You're looking on their desks. You're going around the classroom and you're really learning what their day is like. That's the concept that I want to apply here. My concept today is to give you an open house about the Travel Institute. And that all starts with an introduction to who the Travel Institute is and what it means to you. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't mean anything to you, if it doesn't give you a benefit, then it's not worth your time, right? So throughout this entire presentation, I'm going to be keeping that in mind. How is it that the Travel Institute can help you? Well, before we can answer those questions, we have to look to our past. And we have been around, in fact, this year, 2024, we are celebrating 60-year celebration. That is 60 years of providing educational content, bringing you professional development, certifications, and standards in our industry as a non-profit mission. What does that mean? That means that back in 1964, a group of industry leaders at a NASTA conference, in fact, said, we need an organization in the travel industry that is unbiased, right? An organization that is not for profit, whose only mission is to help our travel professionals with their professional development and to create a standard of education and certification in our industry. Fast forward to 2024, and here we are, still with the same exact mission. That mission, ladies and gentlemen, has not changed one tiny bit. No, we still, every day, we repeat it often throughout the day. We often look at it to be our true north, our guiding light, and to say, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And who are we doing it for? And let's stay true to our mission. So you won't see the Travel Institute on the hill. You won't see the Travel Institute, doing some consumer specific components. No, our mission is to you. So as we continue now going forward, and as I take you through our open house in our school, I want you to think about it that we are your organization. We are not for profit. Once again, it bears reminding, we are not for profit. So what does that mean? It means that any tuition that comes into the organization has to go to two places. Either goes back to you in discounts or tuition assistance or scholarships, or It goes back into content development and resources and deliver resources. That's it. That's the only two things it can go to. Over the past 60 years, and in keeping with that mission, we certainly have created a plethora, is the understatement, a plethora, a catalog of programs, certifications, curriculums, destination courses, webinars, you name it. We have adapted so as I look through our 60th history, I would say that adaptability is the key word to our success at the Travel Institute. And that's because we're constantly listening to you. I was just speaking to Charmaine, and I love to just speak to anyone in the industry. What are their needs? What are your needs? What's happening in the industry? What trends are we seeing? What do we need to focus on? Where do we see the industry going, and how can we help you get there? That's what we have done. We have adapted every single year to bring you quality education. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to go from the beginning, right? From left to right. So our website reads like a book, from left to right. We start with our entry-level program. We then go into our certification courses. And then we're going to end with our Premium Access Library, which combines several of our curriculums. And I'll tell you how all of those fill into you. As I go through each one of these curriculums, of these programs, I will show them to you. I'll go through the actual curriculum. We'll go over the tuition. And very importantly, I'll tell you how they're going to benefit you. Okay? So let's get started with somebody that is brand new into the industry. Well, I have to tell you, I've been in the industry for 22 years now, and I can tell you right now that I've never seen these many people join the travel industry in my career, in my 22 years. I believe that in the 80s, the numbers were about this much, but never in the past 20 years. And the industry has changed. The landscape has changed. We knew this, right? Again, part of those trends. We knew, we were watching the industry. We knew that before COVID, prior to COVID, we knew that within the next 5 to 8 years, we were going to have a mass exodus of travel professionals leaving our industry, right? So, and why was that? Well, it was an age thing, right? People were aging out in our industry. So we started to do a lot of aggressive recruiting in our industry to bring people in, but it wasn't just coming in fast enough. Why? Well, it had got impacted because in the early 2000s, OTAs came on board, commission cuts happened in the mid-90s. And you know what? Being a travel agent became not sexy, right? In fact, it became so that our industry disappeared, right? As the travel agent, who's that? Oh, those people still exist? Is that still a job? So in the 90s, that kind of went away. Now, then happened COVID. And we lost those people faster than we thought. But then something else also happened. You happened. The consumer started to pay attention to you again. Why? Because you saved a lot of people a lot of money, and you took care of a lot of people through very dark times. The consumer paid attention. More importantly, not that the consumer just pay attention to you as, oh, that's a place that I need to do business with. But this gig economy, this concept of, hey, you know what? I don't want to be tied to a desk, 24/7 from, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I want to work from home. I want to travel. I want to see the world. This idea, this gig economy idea, opened up the doors to thousands of people joining the travel industry. In the last 3 years, our entry-level enrollment program has gone up 80%. That's enrollments of 80%. When I tell you that right now, I have over 1,400 people going through our entry-level program. That's incredible, because back in 2018, 2019, we had maybe 300, okay? Why do I say this to you? I say this to you because there's a huge potential in people joining our industry. The potential is there. It's amazing, right? But the one thing that we need to pay attention to that's not changed is that you need to have the qualifications and the knowledge and the skill to be a great travel professional. Without that, you're going to lose that clientele. You're not going to build that trust. So we saw this coming. Of course, we didn't predict COVID, but we saw the mass exodus. We saw the need to continue to educate new people coming into the industry back about 15 years ago. So we built this Trip Kit program. And over the years, we've improved it over and over. Now this Trip Kit program is on its 5th edition. And this program is designed for those of you or those colleagues of yours who are coming into the industry and you're new. This is supposed to be that foundation, all right? It is a college level program. It is very much designed after a college level program. The curriculum includes the 3 focuses. Travel 101, we use a textbook, online textbook, called Travel Career Development, okay? This textbook is, like I said, Travel 101. It's going to go over the 5 segments of travel: air, ground, accommodations, tours and packages, cruises. It's going to go over jargon and terminology. It's going to go over the industry, you know, all of the information that you need to really have the basics down. Then, of course, geography. You can't sell the world if you don't know the world. And this is a major issue with many new travel advisors. They come into our industry, they get product knowledge from, you know, the supplier side, but they're not getting that foundation knowledge. So destination geography, key component. From there, we have the home-based travel agency session, or a textbook, again, digital textbook. And this one is all about building a business, because what's happening in our industry is we are bringing in folks as independent contractors. So if you are an independent contractor, and Charmaine, I know that you more than anybody, TIS is supporting you individuals as independent contractors from a legal perspective in forms and all of this. But if you are an independent contractor, you own a business. You are an entrepreneur. You need to know how to run a business. It's not up to your host agency to help you. It's not up to your consortia to help you. They can give you certain tools, but it's up to you to know how to run your business. And that has nothing to do with learning where Dubai is, right? That has nothing to do with learning who IATA is. But it has everything to do with you running a successful business. So it's important that we include this as part of your entry-level training program. So all the materials are here. When you go through these materials, we offer you a study plan. Why? Everything is online. So all of these textbooks, online textbooks, they're all available to you right here on the My Courses on our website. To take you through all of these textbooks, because we're not going to just say, here, there's 3 digital textbooks, go read, have fun. No, we take you through all the chapters. Just like college, we provide you with the curriculum, with a syllabus that will take you through the chapters. Each one will supplement each other to help you achieve what you need to get the most out of this content. In addition, we also have these incredible Insider Insights webinars. They're recorded videos from industry experts in different areas of the industry: air, ground, accommodations, etc. And they really bring in that guest speaker approach if you're in a classroom with a student. This program is looking to take about 60 hours of learning. We're not looking to cut corners on this. The opposite. We're looking to make sure that you have a solid foundation. When you're done with it, you take the travel agent proficiency test. Now, many of you probably haven't heard about this. The travel agent proficiency test has been around actually for 25 years. And this TAP test it's not a certification, because according to higher level education, which we abide by, certification requires experience. This here, you don't need experience. You could have been a nurse yesterday and then gone through this program and passed the TAP test. But this is a critical certificate of completion. This is that professional recognition that a host agency, a supplier is going to look at and say, oh, this person has the basics. They understand the industry at a basic level. And so all of these materials, again, all found under my courses. The tuition for this program is $449, okay? You simply go to our website and there's $449 for tuition. I know that in some cases, some folks go, oh my goodness, that's too much. I can tell you that's probably the price of a textbook or 2 textbooks at any college, right? So invest in yourself. It is a solid program. In fact, it just won the Magellan Gold Award for being the industry's best leading entry-level training program. If you are here, you are new, you have someone that's joining your organization, go through this. Go through this program. I hear this over and over again. I wish I had taken this earlier. I wish I had read these materials earlier. And what happens is sometimes folks, stay in the industry for about 6 to 7 months and they're not getting what they need. And then they go, oh, let me take this program. And they all say, I wish I had done this earlier. I learned so much. So tuition, $449. The materials are all online. You have 12 months to do it. What's in it for you? Number 1, knowledge. That's it. This is the biggest benefit that you're going to get, knowledge. Once you gain this knowledge, you're going to be more efficient. You're going to be able to help your clients more. You're going to plan your business more. Without this foundation, somebody said to me the other day, you don't start building a house from the roof down. You start from the foundation up. This is going to be more true for your career. So Trip Kit program for those of you new to the industry. Then we move on to certification. The Travel Institute has 3 certification programs. The CTA, the Certified Travel Associate Program, the CTC, the Certified Travel Counselor Program, and the CTIE, Certified Travel Industry Executive Program. Just like the Trip Kit, these programs are curriculums. And when I say curriculums, what I mean is we give you all the materials, there's a testing, there's criteria that goes along with that testing, there's experiential criteria, everything is done in one. That's what a curriculum is, okay? So these 3 certifications, let's talk about each one individually. The CTA program, the Certified Travel Associate Program. This program has been around for a really long time. Its initial program started back in 1966, believe it or not, the discussion of this program. But then it really came into play in our industry in the mid to late 90s. And that's when the industry really saw the need to educate our frontline advisors. Okay, now let's talk about what is this CTA certification. Okay, and again, let's talk about what's in it for you. First and foremost, I will always say this. When you earn your CTA and you apply the knowledge, not just earn it, you got to apply the knowledge you learned, the concepts, you'll create better travel experiences for your clients. You will be more efficient. You will gain new knowledge on marketing. You will have and enhance your own brand. What does that all equate to? You earn more and you sell more, period. And by the way, there's statistics that show that. We have run now 2 surveys, about 4 years apart, 5 years apart actually, and both surveys show black and white, those who have their CTA, CTC, or CTA certifications earn more than any other individual in the industry. Incredible, right? It raises your standards. We are an industry that has no I shouldn't say educational standards. The educational standards are there, but we have no prerequisites to entry in our industry. You don't need a license. You don't need a certification to be a travel agent. Anybody is welcome. Well, that's a great pro, but that's also a great con because anybody is welcome. Anybody can say, I'm a travel agent. So this raises the standards. It's going to elevate your brand. It's going to elevate you. And of course, it's going to increase your visibility. This one is tangible. Once you earn that CTA designation or CTC or CTIE, we actually put you on our certified travel agent directory. Now, I know that everybody out there has a directory. Travel Leaders has a directory. Virtuoso has a directory. Nexion has a directory. Everybody has a directory. What is the difference with the Travel Institute's directory under Find a Certified Travel Agent? Exactly that. You have to be certified. You have to be vetted. You have to meet all the educational criteria, testing criteria in order to be on this list. Let me tell you something. Consumers very much aware of this directory. So you have more consumer awareness once you go through this program. But let's talk about the program. I told you I was going to take you through all of the entire curriculum, just like if you went to your kid's school. So the CTA program is broken down into 2 categories. You have your professional skills, and then you have your practical skills. Now, we're on the 10th edition of the CTA program, and this 10th edition, we actually did it during COVID. And I had started in 2019, but COVID kind of helped move this along. And one of the things that I did is I spent about a year, both my team and I spent about a year talking and speaking and interviewing and learning from amazing travel professionals, people who are so successful in our industry. What do they do right? What do they do right? What skills do they have? What is it that they do that makes them so good? Why do clients go to them? How do they handle that situation? I had lots of questions for them. And 2 things come to mind right at the top. In order to be successful in this industry, you need to have product knowledge, of course. You need to know technology. And these days, you need to know what Charmaine and TIS have. You need to know how to protect your business. Okay, that's critical of importance. Absolutely all day long. It doesn't matter how much you know. If you can't protect your business, it's going to go down fast. So you need to be aware of that. But then as we peel this beautiful petal rose, as we pull out each petal, we see a plethora of other skills. So let's go through them. Business ethics. Those who are successful in our industry have ethics. And this is a problem in our industry right now. We need to continue. If we want to say the word professional travel advisor, professional agent, we need to have ethics. It's important to follow those. So we go into that quite a bit. Writing, business writing, critical skill, important skill, a skill that, by the way, when I was an agent, was not used as much as you all use it today. Customer service. It's mind-boggling to me how sometimes people forget this is a service industry. You need to take care of your clients. You need to know how to handle a client issue. You need to know how to put a process in place for customer service. Customer-focused selling. How do you sell? I hate to break it to you, but being a travel agent is a sales position. It's a consultative sales position, but it's a sales position nonetheless. You need to understand the sales cycle. You need to understand how to overcome an objection. You need to understand how to qualify a client, what questions you ask. We go into so much detail in here, it's insane. The art of listening and communicating. Let me tell you, without this, you're not going to deliver good customer service and you're not going to sell well, because communication is at the core of all of it. Being a good listener, being a good communicator to your client, to your advisor, to your supplier, to your team, no matter what. Marketing and promoting your business. This is a new topic, one that we learned in our discovery. These advisors, these travel agents who are incredibly successful, they understand marketing. They understand the power of branding. They understand how it affects every single component of their business. And I have to tell you all, the amount of knowledge, specifically, if you are an independent contractor and you're struggling a little bit, you need to read this module in particular. You need to look at it, you need to apply it, you need to do it. Time management. I hate to break it to you, it doesn't give you another hour in the day, but what it does do is help you become more efficient. And I look at this module sometimes twice a year for myself, because you start with the year, you have this plan, and then you kind of veer away, and then you got to regroup and you got to think about it again. This is all about you. All of these materials are about you. This is not about educating you on another product. This is about tools that help you grow. Understanding customer needs, understanding why, the psychology of why a client is traveling. Super important. As I said to you, what is it? What's in it for you? I don't know you. I don't know what skill sets you have. So I'm not going to sit here and guess. But you look at these materials and you need to ask yourself, boy, do I know everything I need to know about sales? Could I improve my sales skills? What about my writing? Do I have everything I need? Could I improve it? And if the answer is yes, then you need to go through a program like this. The second set of practical is called practical skills. Accepting and processing payments. I have to tell you, the industry has changed since I was a frontline agent. And I got a real eye-opener on this one. I learned a lot on this, and I felt very strongly that every single one of you, as a certified travel associate, needs to know this too. There's so much knowledge here that you need to learn when it comes to processing payments. Planning itineraries. Listen, this is not I didn't come into this industry knowing how to do an FIT. I'm still not great at it, but I certainly have learned this, and there's a way to learn this art. Selling all-inclusives, selling escorted vacations. Dig in deep into how to break into that market, understand the audience, understand how to qualify each one individually, how to present the product individually to each one. Selling special interest travel. I hear people all the time say, oh, I need to specialize. Absolutely, I agree. But how are you going to go about it? Have you done a SWOT analysis? Do you understand what your competition is doing? If you go into this particular specialty, can you handle it? Can your database handle it? Where are you going to find these clients? What is your business plan? All of this is critical of importance. Of course, more geography. And then finally, travel insurance. Personally, I think it should be mandatory, but listen, I get it. It's not. But you need to understand how to have that conversation with the client. Now, none of these materials talk about a particular supplier. And we may use some of them as examples throughout, but that's it. This is all meant to be your training program. This is about your professional growth. Nobody else's. It's not about learning a product. It's about developing your skills. When you finish the CTA program, you take a 2-hour closed book exam. Yep. You also need to have 12 months of industry experience, or you have had to have completed the TAP test first. Why? Again, for higher level educational standards, you need to have experience on the field, or you need to have a testing score that that says you have a basic understanding. Why is this important? The consumer needs to know that you know what you're doing. And that's important because that's the only way you're going to build this relationship with the consumer. This is why these credentials become so important to your brand. When you finish with the CTA, we don't ask you to retest, although once in a while I always bring it up to the board, but doesn't seem to win. But all we ask is that you complete 10 continuing education units every year. Attending a session like this one, we work with Charmaine and other advisors where suppliers where we approve their training and their content so that as you go through education around the industry, not just the institute, you can earn these continuing education units. The tuition for the CTA program is $599. Each student has 12 months to complete it. All the materials are right here under My Courses. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to buy books. Same thing with the trip kit. Everything is under our platform. The CTC and CTIE designations, I'm going to go through these a teeny bit quicker because they're not as applicable to frontline advisors, which I believe most of you are. That being said, you need to know where you should be going to. The CTC is the oldest designation in the industry. In fact, this no longer should be 50 years. It's over 60 years. We haven't gotten to update this page yet. 60 years it's been around. This is the first certification that ever was produced by the Travel Institute. The concept of this certification has always stayed the same. It's a management program. It's always been the same concept. Now, before we go into the curriculum, I need to talk about the prerequisites. So in order to earn your CTC designation, you need to have a minimum of 5 years of travel industry experience, and you need to have completed the CTA program because the CTA is a prerequisite to the CTC. Now let's talk about what's inside of the CTC. Unlike the CTA, the CTC is solely focused on management, on you managing a team, growing a business. So the content is entirely different. I've been in this industry long enough to know the following, and I'm sure Charmaine and Sheila can agree with me. We take the best travel advisor that we have in the team and we promote them to manager. And then we sit back and we go, I wonder why they're failed, why they're not good managers. Well, simple. It's actually very simple. They don't have the skill set. Being a travel advisor and the skill sets required, which I just went over for that, versus being a manager are two entirely different topics. So what does it mean to be a good manager? Well, here's some of the 10 topics that we feel are strongly important for you to develop as a good manager. Coaching and mentoring. Once you put on that management cap, you are a coach, you are a mentor. You're not there just to be selling travel. You're there to help somebody else get better at selling travel. You're there to coach them, to help them grow. Conflict management, whether it's with a supplier, a client, or a team member. You need to know how to mitigate that. Creativity, just being creative. That's actually a skill. Being creative, giving yourself time to be creative. DISC personality styles. I don't know if any of you here have gone through DISC personality styles, but if you've done this training, you know it's incredibly expensive, okay? We have it all here for you. Understanding the DISC, understanding the styles, determining your own style, your client styles, your team styles, it's really important. Emotional intelligence, right? Really self-awareness, understanding your own emotional intelligence and how you react to certain things and how that's going to impact your team. Negotiating, whether you're negotiating an agreement, a supplier commissions program, you're negotiating with a student, with a travel agent, etc. It doesn't matter. Negotiating is a skill set. Presentations. I cannot tell you how many people, presentations is scary. But when you're in management, you're going to present, whether you're presenting on a situation like this, whether you're presenting to your team, to higher ups, to suppliers, what have you. Excuse me. Principles of accounting. I think we all got a crash course in accounting in 2021 and 2020. Don't make that mistake. Again, don't know your accounting. Know how your business is doing. Understand the basics. Many people say, oh, I have an accountant for that. Yeah, your accountant's there for you, but you need to understand it. Project management. Most people say, oh, I'm very well organized. Project management is beyond organizational skills. It's understanding how to communicate, enhance, take somebody through an entire project. And of course, being a team, building a team. How are you going to build a team? How do you grow? What kind of personalities do you need? What kind of skill sets do you need? How do they all interact with each other with DISC? These are the 10 skills that we feel are strongly important for you to be a good manager. With your knowledge of the front line, which comes through the CTA, these two together make you a very strong certified travel counselor. The tuition for this program is also $599. Everything is inside of those My Courses. The CTC are all videos. The CTA, you have a lot of reading. The CTC, all videos. The CTIE certification, the CTIE program, this one, there's a lot of overlap with the CTC, okay, when it comes to CTIE. So I'll just point out the areas that are different. Becoming an excellent leader, really focusing on your leadership skills, inspiring others. It's not just about delegating, it's about inspiring and empowering others. Coping with change. As a leader, you're not just going to cope, you're going to lead a change. So how do you go through that? How do you get your team through that change? DISC leading styles, this is a little different. It's not just about understanding somebody else's style, it's how to lead that style. Strategic leadership, understanding your vision, creating a vision, a value statement, a mission statement. And of course, one of my favorites, transforming leadership. Dealing with, you're going to lead change. You're going to transform an organization. That's what a leader does. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to change that organization, lead it towards the future, knowing that there's going to be resistance? How do you keep people focused on it? That's the CTIE program. This program, you need to have 5 years of industry experience as well, but you do not need to have the CTA or the CTC first. Both the CTC and the CTIE, the tuition is $599. You have a 3-hour exam, all essay at the end, and you also must submit a white paper. Again, all the materials are available right here on My Courses. Finally, and this one will go rather quickly, the next program is our Premium Access. Now, I love this program, and I shouldn't even call it a program. It's a library, because that's what it is. It's a library. In here, unlike the Trip Kit, the CTA, the CTC, the CTIEs, where we have a specific curriculum, we tell you, okay, you enroll, here's all the materials, here's the test, here's your criteria, here's the experience, here's the prerequisites. Unlike that, this library is exactly that. It's gap knowledge bridging. What that means is that you walk into this library and you say, you know what, I really want to sell Alaska more, but I'm not too familiar with Alaska. Great. You can go through these in-depth content. Now, you can become a specialist on Alaska by going through the content, doing the experiential checklist that's in here, and taking the test. Absolutely. So now all of a sudden it turns into a curriculum. Or you could just come in here and use it for reference. You know what? I want to update my business plan. I want to rethink it. Let me take this class. Let me look into it. How about Central Europe? Maybe I need to know about Central Europe. Or maybe I want to tap into golf travel, really understanding the pieces. More importantly, here's some new stuff. Group Travel Specialist. This is a brand new course. Absolutely outstanding course, let me tell you. If you are tapping into groups, if you're selling groups, I know Sheila and TIS and Charmaine have a package in particular, not package, but I believe it's tools to help you with selling groups, from forms that you need and so forth. We don't provide you this, but boy, do we tell you about all the nuances that comes with groups, whether you're selling cruises, whether you're selling land, whether you're doing your own, costing your own group or not. Everything you need to know. If you're going into groups, you need to read these materials. They're super helpful. Maybe you want to tap into honeymoons or luxury travel, or one of our latest, Paris, and of course our very, very latest destination, Vietnam. Each one of these courses is in-depth. Again, this is not product training. This is not about all of these hotels in Paris, all of these suppliers that go to Vietnam. No, no, no. This is about the destination, what to do, what to see, food tours, walking tours, shopping tours, what to buy, what to eat, what to visit, what to see. We take you through the entire destination. If it's a specialty, we introduce you to the audience, to the client, where to find it. We talk about branding, sales. There's so much knowledge in this. Then we have also white papers. White papers are written by your colleagues in the CTC and CTIE programs. This is where I do my learning. It's like sitting with somebody you don't know at a trade show, and they're sitting next to you, and all of a sudden you're talking about fill in the blank, and they share their knowledge with you. It is superb education, superb education. And then we have webinars, okay? Again, these are not product webinars, okay? In fact, let me call out something that just was yesterday. In fact, Sheila, from the president of TIS, did a session for us yesterday called Mastering the Currents, Comprehensive Risk Management for Travel Professionals. If you are not aware of risk management, you need to be listening to this. Cien Sun, Summertime in Antigua, a destination update. Sales and promotional strategies to capture more bookings. This was a fantastic session. Taking your business to the next level and becoming a group specialist. Another fantastic piece. There's over 500 hours of education in these webinars. In total, inside of all of these materials, you are looking at well over 1,000 hours of education in this library. You can't do it in a year. This is an annual membership that you pay. It's $199 that you pay for this membership. You renew it every year. And this year alone, we've already launched 3 new programs. We have at least another 3 to 4 more on deck for this year alone. We're constantly adding things to this library. And I know with TIS, you have specific discounting that we offer through TIS. So definitely go through TIS to see any discounts that we offer. But I want to open it up now for any questions.
Thank you, Gita. So much to know and to be aware of. I loved it and took notes myself. I think certainly we've learned a lot today, and I want to open it up. Definitely. Anybody have any questions? Feel free, type it into our message or get Gita while you have her. I love Gita. I mean, I think, first of all, you entering this and ensuring that everybody understands what it means when you say that the Travel Institute is not for profit, and what does that mean, and how does that apply to the advisors?
I think that's such a critical component, right? Charmaine, because we're here for the advisors and for suppliers. So, even for yourself as a professional, whether you are a supplier or a travel agent, at the end of the day, we're travel professionals, right? And all of us need help in getting ahead. Now, is it a magic bullet? No, it's not that magic, tool out there for everybody, but it is that tool that's going to help you grow and get there. So I think the content that the advisors find, the travel professionals find in here, and the fact that we do this and we continuously bring education as a not-for-profit is critical to our industry.
It is, and as you mentioned, for my goodness, I think about and I listen to the prices of your various courses and all of this extremely valuable information to help them appear, and have authority. And thank you
Yeah.
for mentioning that's what we do for them, and coach and educate on the side of mitigating risk for them in the legal and the operational space. Let TIS handle this. You mentioned it, Gita, and I say all the time, the unsexy part of your business. But with having the knowledge that the Travel Institute provides, you have authority. And you're right, we're speaking on it now and stating how valuable it is for the suppliers in our industry to realize that the TIS sellers, the TIS users, are the ones that are professional and buttoned up, and they're the ones that are most aware in their business, and they're going to be the best stewards and partners with the suppliers in our industry today. So we're stating now how important that is. I love how you brought up too that the ones coming into the industry today and how it's grown, and from the 80s and the time period. I've been with you, Gita. I
Yeah.
started in the 90s as a reservation agent myself at a cruise line. But now, every week on the demos we have, I'm hearing and e-meeting nurses, people from law enforcement, accountants that are deciding that it's exciting to become a travel advisor. But I love too that they're aware and saying, oh no, I need to be buttoned up. I have enough experience to understand. I need to learn, be educated, have the knowledge, and certainly protect myself. And then even the seasoned advisors that you and I have known over the years, friends of ours that I won't mention, but they say, Charmaine, I've been selling to long-term clients and family for years, but now I'm getting referrals, and my gosh, I need to be protected and knowledgeable.
And Charmaine, that is part of that trend. That is part of that industry change. You've been in the industry just as long as I have, and it was never like that before. It just wasn't.
No.
The industry changed. Not just the industry, I shouldn't say the industry, the world changed, right? The society changed. Things are different. So protecting your business now as a travel advisor, as a travel business, critical. I mean, that shouldn't even be, oh, should I? No, that shouldn't be a question. That needs to be, I need to get this done. That needs to be an immediate goal.
I hear every day, and I say, I wish I didn't hear the stories on fraud and chargebacks and just the incredible stories and the amount. I mean, we're talking in the trillions, the amount of fraud, and such a high percentage is like we've all unfortunately come into where the card's not present. I bet almost every one of us has, unfortunately been in a situation like that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
the cases,
And you don't want to go through it unprotected, that's for sure.
that's right. But how wonderful. And when I think and I hear the cost of your courses, if you just are out there and you have a coach for yourself or you go through a coaching course, it's thousands a year. not hundreds a year. So I agree, everybody, invest in yourself. And as Geeta mentioned, we have a 10% savings if you're a TIS member and you're
Mhm.
interested in one of the courses, whether you're starting out and you're going to take advantage of the trip kit, or you want one of the certifications, CTA, CTC, CTIE. I love the premium access library too. I mean, so much knowledge, and the fact that you guys have already added new programs this year and there's more coming.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, there's always, it's a pleasure. I love doing this stuff because at the end of the day, we're here, both of us are here to help our community, right? And you're right, we try to make this, it's part of our mission. Again, the money only goes two places,
Right.
tuition assistance or content development. It's one or the other, right? And we try our very hardest to make it as accessible, financially accessible as we can, without undermining the quality of education. And that's of critical importance to me because I never want to, I'm big in no shortcuts, because if you do a shortcut in travel, somebody's going to land on a different country. So I'm a big believer in not doing that.
That's right. And knowing or having the knowledge for all of these courses, my gosh, and setting yourself apart and not just being one new travel advisor, but being the one that presents the value and the authority that you can when
Yeah.
you have these letters behind your name.
Yes, indeed, indeed.
I shared the discount code in the chat here, so everybody be aware you can save 10%. Use TTI 10
Mhm.
if you're signing up for any of these courses. And thank you, Geeta, too, for mentioning our group contract, right? We were lucky to have Sheila join and do the speech and the talk this week on risk management.
Yeah.
So, yep, so valuable. But there's a group contract that, yes, we ended up having so much demand from focus group sellers that we realized we needed to create and design terms and conditions for those advisors that thinks of everything and anything you need to be aware of if you're selling groups.
It's I cannot tell you when we were developing that group selling group travel course. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, but as we went through all that discovery, all of that writing, all that interviewing, I was, I mean, it was like hitting me in the head just how important terms and conditions are, understanding how to read terms and conditions from suppliers, understanding how to read agreements. Um, I mean, all of it, I tell you, I, without something like this, I don't think I would do it again on my own. Yeah, there's so much to learn. And so I was so happy to hear that TIS was doing something that would make life easier, because it's really difficult to be, especially if you're an independent contractor, you do feel sometimes that you're a little bit out there on your own.
Yeah.
And so to not have a tool, somebody you can go to, I was so thrilled that you guys were doing something. So happy.
Yes, so good. Thanks, Geeta. I know I giggle because a lot of our users say, I just want to be sure I don't mess something up. And I say that's why we're here. We're
Yeah.
supporting you and answer a few questions, and TIS will create everything's at your fingertips and personalize and set up for you your business. I love how you called out that, for the ICs out there, they are the business owners, and there are a lot of things that you need to be aware of and make sure you're addressing yourself. And I know it feels like a lot, but
I know.
between the Travel Institute and TIS, you're very well covered. So let us help you and educate you.
Absolutely.
Well, Geeta, I think we've gone through productively our hour today, just about. So if no one has any further questions, we'll give you back your day. But Thank you so much, Gita. We have other things on our roadmaps together, so I'm excited
Yes,
to keep working together. And please, everybody, feel free to let us know if you have any questions. Thank you for joining us. Thanks, Lana, for your note.
yes. And Lana in particular, I love your name. It's my daughter's name.
Oh, gosh, nice.
It's very rare you see a Lana,
Lana.
Lana. So congrats.
Well, I guess there's not many Gitas or Shemaines either, are there?
No, I think we're special.
Ah, Gita, thank you.
We're just unique.
We are.
All right,
great.
take care, everybody.
I know. Thanks, everybody. Have a good afternoon, rest of the week.
Bye.
Thank you.